This episode was sponsored by MPB, the world's largest online platform for used photo and video kit. Visit mpb.com. This is TWiP. Hey folks, I'm Frederick Van Johnson, and I am here in San Francisco, California. We're in the Marriott here close to Union Square, and I have managed to lock down two of the executives from a company called Skylum. And we're going to be talking about the new software that they're about to release called Luminar Neo. We're going to talk about the directions of the company, what's happening, what happened in 21, and what's happening in 22, and a bunch of other stuff. Hopefully I'm going to be able to extract some secrets out of these guys as to what's coming next in terms of Skylum Software. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you so much.
How is it going?
Oh, pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
I like the city. I like that we now able to travel.
Yep.
And I hope everything will be much better soon.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad to see you in real life.
I know. I'm taller than I look online.
Yeah.
I'm 6'2". So let's dive right into this, because it's a kind of rare that a photographer gets two of the people that are responsible for such an important tool in the photographer's arsenal, and I get to ask you guys questions about, you know, why you made certain decisions, what are the decisions that you're making going forward. You're the CPO, Chief Product Officer.
Oh, yes.
Okay, give us the lay of the land. What is your purview, and what are you responsible for at Skylum?
Actually, you know, I'm the guy who is responsible for all the shit that you don't like about our product. Or my life sometimes, you know. I'm responsible in user interface experience and product roadmap and about all the new technologies that we have actually.
Yeah.
So it's huge part of our company, and actually we really a product company.
Yeah.
So the product is the core of our value. So I'm responsible for everything actually that we do with the product.
And how do you make those decisions about what is going into the product, what the engineering team is going to focus on for a given release cycle? Is it based on user feedback? Is it just, you know, you kind of have your finger on the pulse of what people want? How do you come to the decisions as to what the feature set is going to be?
This is a really good question, because it's part of our vision when we decide what should go inside product and what kind of features should be like declined or removed, or actually should not go actually in the product itself. And our vision is very simple. We try to reinvent actually overall workflow and experience of how people use our product, because we see that overall industry are full of very similar products which are just the copy features from one to another, and we focused on reinventing user experience. And idea is like not just the add feature, because just the copy of other products features are very easy, but there is no value in it. I strongly believe that like having too much features, it's not good at all. We're trying to reinvent tools, and we're trying to make something very unique, like we did like the sky replacement and other tools. In our vision, we see that like technologies of the future and neural networks and AI stuff will completely change the way how you edit. And some people may say like, we are trying to stuff with a lot of AI stuff features your product, but it's not about actually be scared or taking actually control from people. It's actually these AI tools are
they give
they
more
help.
powers.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the sky replacement, which a lot of companies then went on to copy, you know, in a lot of ways, and re-implement in their own ways the sky replacement. Now sky replacement is kind of, it's almost a foregone conclusion that an image editing app has to have sky replacement now. When you guys kind of pioneered it as CEO.
Yeah.
What does it look like from your perch? You know, because you're navigating from a product standpoint. Yeah, you're taking arrows, and people want features and all that. From a CEO standpoint, you're guiding the ship around the other big players in the industry, like Adobe and Capture One, and all these other companies that are vying for the right to manage my images. How do you navigate that, and how do you set strategy for the overall company?
You see, yeah, thank you, very good question. We discussed a lot of things with Dima about what value we can give to our customers, because we understand that actually it's about the choice, what you want to do with your images, what you want to, you want to edit it, and why do you do it. And we pretty believe that everything that our creators do, they do to expand their creativity, to do something more with that level, and to become a better creator every day. Because of that, we realize that actually our competitive advantage is how easy it is to get into Luminar, to achieve first results that will move you further. And even though then you can achieve more and more results with our smart AI technologies that will expand you to the really pro level of the quality of that content that you create.
Are you guys still betting hard on AI? Because there was some resistance, you know, from photographers, as you know, in the industry, from people saying, you know, why are you taking my power away? Why should I let robots do what I've spent a lifetime learning to do? Maybe you can take that, you know?
AI should actually solve the worst things that actually photographers face in their workflow. For example, our new product, we made a few new technologies based on AI. One of them is like power lines remover. I know it's very boring to remove power lines from your photo, because in reality, it's like just mental trick. When you see scene, you don't see all that imperfections. You see beauty of your scene. When you came home and take a look at your photos, you see those ugly power lines which just destroy your vision that you had it in your mind when you took this photo. And to remove all of them is very boring.
It's tedious.
Yeah, and the same for dust spots removal. So AI here to help you be more creative. It helps you to skip those boring steps that blocks you to move further with your creativity. So I think AI will help people be more creative and engage more people in this creativity.
And Dave, I think you and I spoke, I did an interview, I think it was with you many years ago, and I asked you a question about what the future holds for, you know, software and imaging, and I think your answer was, I think I said something like 10 years, 20 years down the line, what do things look like? And I think you said something like, in the future, people will be able to describe a scene to the computer and have the computer recreate that scene. Like, I want a beach, the sky is blue, there's some seagulls, the water is this, and there's a person on the beach with a red bikini on. You'll be able to say those things and the computer will build it. Is that a future that we're still heading for? I mean, this is a couple of years ago we had that conversation. Do you still think we're moving in that direction?
You know, it's different things. I mean, describing scene and get results, it's maybe really great ability for people who want to get what they want to achieve with their mind, and which is not present in real world. But when you say about photography, it's all about capturing real world, and the fake scenes can actually replace. You know, it's like having airplanes and cars. They can actually compete one with each other, because they
do the same thing, get us from one place to another.
But you know, in a different way, you know, flying every day with the plane is not a good idea, even if you will have one on your backyard. So when you talk about photography, the new technologies will just bring the new creative abilities, with just way beyond your imagination. But it's still about person, and about you as an artist, and all about you as a photographer.
Yeah, there's so many different directions. Like we were talking before we started recording, this is about where the world is going, you know, or seems to be going right now. It changes, right? We're at the end of 2021 as we're recording this. It may be different this time next year. But right now, the buzz is on, you know, augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, VR, all this NFT stuff and all that, and then AI, of course, and how does that play into these worlds, and what does it all mean? Ivan, you know, as you look at this and you are forced to make decisions on where to place the company's resources to remain competitive, how do you are you looking at that stuff? Does Skylum care about where those things are going, or is it more about the two-dimensional image and how we can make the best one possible?
Actually, the Skylum thinks about itself and the whole like creative world, that actually we are here to get more like expression from our customers about what he wants to achieve, you know, like the image, how he sees it, but not image, any content. And we realize that actually there are lots of new possibilities, like AI we already implemented, that actually puts you from the position where you took this shot to the position how you see it, your emotions, what was in that shot, how was it emotional, and you know, like the whole feel and look. And if we're talking about new platforms, we realize that with VR and new platforms, you can even touch your image. You can even be inside that story. You can be the person who is the main player of the story. So because of that, we realize that this is definitely a new level of showing your story and describing it to others. So because of that, we definitely think that it's cool experience, and we definitely will dig in it, and we'll see something new.
Yeah, it's exciting. It very much. Dima, I think you were saying that this is like iPhone 1 in terms of where some of this VR technology is, but I think it is. But in a lot of ways, we didn't see iPhone 1 coming, right? We did not see that, you know, that these little glass rectangles were going to be the way that the world was interacting with data. Even now, we can kind of see where things are going based on what's possible and the tools and the trajectory of things. Do you think in the future, both of you guys, do you think in the future Skylum will be a major player in terms of, you know, content and artistic creation within this quote metaverse or whatever we call it?
You know, we explore different opportunities that exist in this world. Some of them are just the beginning of some trends. So we can say at the moment what we're going to do, but believe me, we will gonna impress you with the results.
And we're going to talk about that too. That's you know what's next in the future, and then what's imminent, which is Luminar Neo, is what you guys are working on right now. Before we move on to that, Ivan, I wanted to kind of throw it at you, a hardball question, right? So you got a tough job, right? You're going up against giants, entrenched giants like Adobe, like we mentioned, Capture One, and all those companies. Where do you see Skylum fitting in that world? Are you in co-opetition with Adobe? Are they your arch rival? Like, how do you position, and how do you, as the leader of the company, see Skylum's place in that hierarchy?
Actually, I'm thinking about our market, and I see that the times of competition are already gone. So the approach how we do all the things, all companies in this market is collaboration with small mix of competition. Because like we all do the one thing that is really cool, and we expand the creativity of each person. We make creative guys, and I believe that everyone is creative. We make them happy, and because of that, I realize that Adobe and other players do their imagined job, how they make the artist happy. We have our own approach. We definitely see our vision is to expand the creativity of our creatives, and we realize that we started with photography, and we are here, you know, like for a long time, and we didn't tell anything, you know, right now, and lots and lots new things are, you know, like are coming this and next year, and because of that, we realize that this is start point, and Skylum values definitely will help us be one of the major players in this game, but it's not the end of the game. We understand that there are lots of creative approaches that new technologies, as you mentioned, expand.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be one of the pioneers, because actually what we love doing with Dima is to create new things, to create something new and fancy, that makes like us happy as creators.
Yes.
And this is really the main thing.
Yeah.
And I want to add here is that the best way to fail is to focus on competition, but not on the user needs and problems.
Right. That's 100%.
So we, don't care much about what other guys do, and it's really great.
You can't win the race looking at the guy next to you, right? You gotta look at the finish line. Right?
We even, what drives us is actually the results that we can bring to our customers. When we see how happy some of our customers, and when we receive all that warm letters, that's drive us to do more stuff.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
There's so much to do, right? There's so much. One of the things as a customer I would want is, when can I have video support in these applications?
Actually, I saw this big problem, and actually for me, I deleted my old videos when I imported from SD card to Luminar maybe 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
Because of that, we added already to Luminar Neo the support of previewing of video files.
Good.
We understand that lots of our technologies can go more further than just photos.
Yeah.
We're thinking about that, but we'll give more updates a bit later.
I love it. I love it. I was expecting that. It's good. That's a good CEO. It's like, the party line of the companies is usually, that's a great question, Frederick, but we don't comment on unreleased products or features. Next question. This is really cool. So let's switch gears and talk about the near future, Luminar Neo that's coming up, and then where things might go without revealing too much. For the people that have, maybe they came into the fold with Luminar AI. They're like, oh, this is great. I like where they're going. The UI is clean and smooth and it's fresh, And then now we have Luminar Neo. What was the decision-making process from let's do Luminar AI and now let's do Luminar Neo? Connect the dots for us.
Perfect question. No, I love it. The difference between Luminar AI and Luminar Neo is in the main goal why people actually start to edit photos. Luminar AI is template-based approach for those people who want to get the quick results, mostly based on templates. So they may pick the template and then do some quick adjustments and then get result. But the Luminar Neo is for people who actually love to edit photos, for people who need more creative abilities, who want more flexibility. And it's completely 2 different audiences.
Is it more of a consumer on the AI side? Like people around here that may own a cafe or something and they just want their images of the menu to look great and they don't want to figure out how to do it. So those would be targets for AI, but photographers like us would be more of a Neo type audience where we need more control, we need layers, we need this. Do the 2 overlap at all? Are we going to see AI features inside of Neo, and how does that go?
Yeah, there is a huge overlap between them, but all the idea in the workflow. Like Luminar Neo is very flexible. It's most flexible product that we ever done in our company. Because it has like a lot of different options how you combine all those tools. Because in Luminar AI, everything flexible, everything actually made to achieve just quick result without thinking actually how to combine things together. But Luminar AI is different. It serves purposes of high-end photo editing, about flexibility, so you can use different tools, combine them your way, save as a presets and reuse them, and have a lot of abilities, like for example apply same tool multiple times, and it based on the completely new engine which much faster than previous one, and it's more flexible. It took us like 2 years in development to do this new engine on new level for proposes of flexible editing. And actually, with Luminar Neo, we will reintroduce layers, but on a new level of flexibility, and making product for those flexible and artist abilities unlock for us huge door with new ideas how we can introduce technology that was just never seen in this world.
Interesting.
To make people actually more happy with their result and productive. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, actually final result is the artists that are happy with the results. And we see that actually the main thing that we actually bring to this world and for people is happiness. Because when people happy with their results and when they happy with the feedback from outside, it means that we've done our work well.
And that's like when you were talking about the AI and the reasons for AI, it's removing that drudgery. I think, from my perspective, like you mentioned, the power lines and taking those out of the shot, those are the things that people have to do to get to the things that they want to do, right? I don't want to have to, it's not fun for me to clone out power lines and all this, but it is fun for me to kind of figure out, do I want this black and white? Do I want it color? Do I want it contrasty or flat? Or do I want to make this building pop out more than those? Those are creative decisions that as an artist I want to make, but I don't want to make just get it to a point where I can start working on it. Right?
You're absolutely right, because I think photo editing should be fun. It's fun, and the overall process should be very fun.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, it's photography, right? It's not work. So, Ivan, if you extrapolate forward and you look out into the world, right, and or into the future. We're going into like 2025. This is one of the questions I ask you all the time. We're going to 2025 or 2030. Where do you look that far forward? It's not that far, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you look that far forward as the CEO of the company and what does that look like? I know you can't, obviously you're not going to reveal any strategic directions, but from a high level.
Yeah, we actually see the trend. We understand the level of creativity that actually, all the people on the planet want to achieve, it's higher and higher. And like COVID also showed us that everyone is creative and everyone can do the things that are very interesting with his own perspective. I think that this trend will pop up more and more, and because of that, everyone, not only in this industry, make their products and tools to get more creative abilities to everyone to express themselves. We don't know what creative abilities will be, but we realize that the world is becoming more complex. It's becoming with augmented reality, virtual reality, and non-fungible tokens, as you mentioned already, as new trends. And I think that those trends are really stable. Based on that, I realize that our devices will definitely change. I think that we will get rid of phones, maybe we will get rid of laptops and other devices that we got used to, but new devices with new technologies will not change the thing that everyone is creative and everyone want to express themselves, and it's interesting to look to the guys who create but not who just copy. And the difference, and I think that what will happen more, consumption of content will be lower than creation, because when you create something, you do some act that makes you feel more fulfilled, more happier, and when you consume, you do not have this emotion.
That's right.
And because of that, I realized that this direction is definitely our direction as a company. We make our customers more creative guys who actually spend more time feeling them happy.
And then looking at the present right now, this interview we're recording on an iPhone Pro 13 Max, whatever, right? So ordinarily I would have brought a mirrorless camera and done it that way. This camera is probably superior to doing it on those in terms of flexibility, quality, and all that, in some cases, right? So what do you, as the leader of the company, how much emphasis do you put on mobile photography, that's coming up? Apple's doing all kinds of crazy stuff with computational photography at the point of capture. How do those people that are using these devices get value from Skylum?
First of all, I want to tell that with Luminar we have this strange sound. No,
Somebody doesn't like mobile over there.
It's just the fans, they're trying to see us.
That's the competition over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So with Luminar Neo, we're introducing our first mobile application for a long time. Luminar Neo helper, how is my name? Dima.
Yeah, assistant.
So it's Luminar Neo Assistant that actually helps you to see what you edit on a desktop, how it looks like actually on mobile, because it's valuable that you can share your images to popular social networks and so on only through mobile, and because of that we think it's very valuable. But more of that, we realize that the platform as it is just a key, to your creativity, and as we see that actually the values that we have in company, they actually are valued with a lot of people who even don't have camera or even don't have desktop or laptop. We understand that this is our direction also, not only mobile, but new platforms that will pop up.
Whatever comes next, sunglasses with cameras, all that.
Everything's good, and actually that makes our customers happy, and more of that they use it, and we realize that mobile, it's actually we started from mobile, and actually Macphun started from mobile applications.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Dima was one of the first developers for iOS who actually created more than 40 small mobile applications. And when I joined the company 9 years ago, we still had small mobile applications, and the most powerful of them were about photography and were about photo editing, and we realized that mobile as a platform had no resources, had no abilities to do actually a really cool pro quality level work, and because of that we switched to desktop. Now we see that our approach actually shows the opportunity for everyone, for every photographer or every even creative guy who takes some shots, to be cool and get professional results on every platform actually. So
it's
the platform
it's no longer it's not a compromise where if I want to, I can get halfway there on mobile, and then of course I need a proper computer in order to finish the job with these M1 iPads and MacBook Pros and all this stuff. You have more than enough power in your phone in some cases to do really quality work, right? So coming from that world, the mobile imaging world, and seeing it kind of nascent all the way up through maturity or close to maturity now, is it time to flip the company back?
Yeah, absolutely, because right now mobile phones are fast enough to be able to run all our future technologies and ideas,
and more, right?
And more, because at that time we have ideas which just was not compatible with the resources that mobile phones had. And now it's the time. But we think about mobile development not as a just copy what we have on the desktop and move it to the mobile. We working on reimagine whole experience of mobile editing and think about what people who use mobile really need there.
They're not at a desk with a display and a mouse and a keyboard. They may be here having coffee or across the street or walking.
But even even jobs that actually user has for their photo editing on mobile is completely different from those who actually edit on the desktop. So it's all about solution for people, because the core there is a people, not like features.
Do you think mobile is at a point now where it is the platform? Obviously, the power is there, with many, especially with the M1 chip. Do we think that the platform mobile is at a point now where professionals can consider doing deliverable work? on a mobile device, especially when you guys release whatever you're going to release on mobile? Is it there?
To be honest, I think, it depends, because some of the professionals are pretty good with the result that they can share on Instagram. And I know the mobile devices and the mobile screen are the number one in terms of consumptions of consumption of the content in the world.
Which is a whole nother ball of wax.
Yes.
Like color balance and all. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, but some of professionals need their images to be printed on big sizes
Like a
and
billboard
billboards, or they need to get the result that can be showed on the galleries. So they need a completely different level of quality.
Yeah.
But in general, current mobile devices are pretty close to serve both worlds.
Yeah. You can get. You can get, like you said, that's a perfect way to put it. You can get pretty close in both worlds, but when you want to go to that next level, you need, I don't want to say proper gear, but you need optics, right?
Yeah.
You can only do so much with that glass and that sensor. You need big glass and bigger sensor and all that, right?
But I mean mostly about editing process. If we talk about like resolution and the quality of lenses, there are still a lot of opportunities that hardware engineers have to improve the quality.
Yeah.
If we talk about mobile, but if we say about like editing capabilities, it's pretty close to fulfill needs of high-end professionals and guys who need just some content for Instagram.
Yeah.
But we see in the world right now, because of this COVID thing, demand on high quality content just risen. Why it happens? Because of the COVID, a lot of businesses which was still not presented in internet, they now decided to go there.
Yeah.
Smallest cafes and everything, they see
had
how
to.
they were okay without be present in internet and just be present in local communities. But now all of them started to think more globally. And demand on content right now just rocket high.
There's so much opportunity right now. Let's wrap with kind of final thoughts, right? Let's start with you, Dima. What final thoughts looking forward into the future? What do you feel? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic?
It's very hard to do great thing being pessimistic.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
we have no
That should
choice.
be on a t-shirt.
Yeah. So we have no choice.
Yeah.
We strongly believe in a bright future, and I think whole history is all about evolution of technologies, of the way of people, how do they work, and we're here to help this evolution happen faster.
I love it. If you ever have any questions on product, you want to bounce something off of me, I'm here for you. Just let me know.
Thank you.
See, right there, you see that, right?
Yeah.
That was signature. All right, so final directions for the company, from the CEO of Skylum. Tell us, what's
I think,
your thoughts?
like that new technologies, new devices, expanded creativity for everyone, so much. COVID just made it faster and faster, and now everyone understands that he has power inside.
Yeah.
And this power is very creative, and he needs to create something bold. So we are here to help. We are here to share our knowledge and experience how to create something really cool as our products.
Yeah.
So I hope that everyone will enjoy Luminar Neo and will enjoy our new things that we will deliver.
I love it.
Thank you, Frederick.
I love it. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you,
And
Frederick.
Thanks for coming to San Francisco.
Yeah, nice to meet
Sorry
you.
for the weather, but thanks for coming.
That's cool weather.
This weather is best weather to do actually creative work.
I agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. This is great weather for creatives, not great weather for tourists. Right?
Yeah, but
Definitely. So we need to work.
Gotta get to work.
yeah, a great thing that we can combine work and like traveling, because this is a great source of inspiration.
Yeah.
When you meet real people, meet your customers, and feel their pains or like get their feedback, it's something that will drive you. And the worst decision we made when we were disconnected from our audience.
That's right.
And because everything that we do is we do for our customers, and customer research is an ongoing thing that every company should do if company want to succeed.
Love it. We'll leave it right there. Thank you, gentlemen, for
Thank
coming.
you.
I think we need to go have some lunch or some
Yes.
kind of beverage or something now, right?
Beverage, yeah.
All right, folks. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This is TWiP. This episode was sponsored by MPB, the world's largest online platform for used photo and video kit. Visit mpb.com.